Any particular areas that you would keep an eye out on as far as the annexation goes?
Making sure that we get our fair share of the taxes out of the base up there to where it is beneficial for the entire population. We don't want to squash growth up there, but we need to make sure that we're getting enough tax money out of it to support what we do have.
Okay. What do you see are the major infrastructure changes necessary in and around the city of Mesquite?
I'm pretty getting into infrastructure and doing things with tax dollars, whether you take the tax dollars out of one pocket or you take them out of the second pocket, it's still taxpayer money that we're working with, and infrastructure is extremely important to sustain growth, and we do need to watch the taxpayer dollars very, very carefully. I was very upset that we got held hostage over a roundabout that from a poll most people didn't want. And the attitude coming out of the city at that time was, well, it's not going to cost us anything. Well, that's taking money out of a different pocket. It's still taxpayer dollars, and we seem to have ended up with something that we really didn't want, but just because we didn't, as a city, have to pay for it, it wasn't considered taxpayer money. I'm totally against this. I think good use of all taxpayer dollars are very important.
What is your short-term and long-term vision for the city of Mesquite?
Short term, once again, I'd like to see more emphasis placed on taking care of what we already have, and then expanding from that. If you don't take care of what you already have, new people aren't going to want to come here. I think it's absolutely great that Sun City is here, and we seem to have been prepared for that. But the focus of the city and development needs to come inward first, and then we can expand outward.
Thanks, Charlie. The Code of Conduct for elected officials provide council members with an expectation of how they are to interact with citizens during council meetings. Do you agree or disagree with the guidelines, and would you work towards any changes?
Frankly, I did read that. It's very, very hard to find on the website, but I did locate it and I printed it. Reading through it, it looks pretty mild. However, it reads so long that it looks like the council members that were elected by the citizens are fifth grade level, don't chew gum in class and don't spit on the sidewalk. And I think the council gave a lot of power to the mayor over this item, and I particularly don't agree with most of it. I think the people elect adults. I think we should be treated as adults. I think the people deserve comments back from council.
Is that during the public comment periods or during agenda item discussions?
Well, I think it could be some of both. Once again, I go back 5 years ago or 6 years ago when it was pretty rough and tumble between the council and the people in the audience, and I wouldn't want it to come back to that. But the people need to be recognized. The people need to feel that they are part of this government. If they don't feel that they're part of this government, then there's always going to be the at odds. I'm very much a First Amendment advocate, primarily because I think everyone is entitled to my opinion. So I don't expect to be squashed in that area at all.
Well, what kind of changes would you make then?
I'll be one vote in 5, so it is going to wholeheartedly depend on who this time gets elected. But I'm more than willing to work with the other 4 members on the council to work out some plans. One person can't do it all. Now, I was not going to run this time when there was only 2 seats open. Of course, I don't like the way that the 3rd seat opened up. That was devastating. However, I only decided to run when there was 3 seats open, to where we can get 3 new members up there, which can make some differences on the council. I wasn't going to go up there and butt my head against the wall for nothing.
Okay, thank you. Do you favor the City Council's current practice of using technical review meetings?
I think this is on a very, very slippery slope. I think council people need to be well informed, and if these meetings are informational only, then they may be all right. If it's in an attempt to sway a council member, then I wouldn't agree with them. I haven't attended one, obviously, so I'm very leery of this type of situation. The open meeting laws mean a lot to me.
Okay, thanks. Do you feel you have adequate time to devote to the job of City Council?
Probably one of the main reasons that more business people don't, existing business people, you can get some retired ones, but probably the biggest reason you don't get more business people up there is because they are sole proprietors or operating under a corporation, but they don't have the time to devote for it and don't feel that they can devote the time. It's a little bit different with me because, well, you can ask anybody that walks into the store. Tatiana does all the work anyway, so yes, that frees me up. A lot of the work that I do, I can do in the evenings on a computer, the graphic design work and the layouts and so forth. So I can devote more time outside thanks to my wife.
All right, well, thank you, Charlie. It was very informational today. We appreciate your time, and we wish you good luck in the upcoming primary election on April 5th.
Thank you, Barbara.